In this video, we will be discussing various techniques of management of small pupil in cataract surgery. Facing a myotic pupil intraoperatively is one of the most difficult clinical scenarios a cataract surgeon faces. These are some of the most common causes of myotic pupils. Now, let's look at some common clinical scenarios. First case is that of chronic angle closure glaucoma with mid-dilated atonic pupil. In such cases, generally no mechanical device is required for pupillary dilatation. The rhexis can be made at the pupillary margin and sometimes even under the pupillary margin so as to achieve adequate size rhexis. Gentle hydroresection is done to avoid anterior chamber fluctuations. While doing phacoemulsification, it is necessary to protect the pupil from getting caught in the phacoprobe. Otherwise, it can lead to further meiosis intraoperatively. Second instrument can be used for this purpose. While doing cortical wash with bimanual technique, the irrigation port can be used to protect the iris from getting caught in aspiration port. The IOL can be injected in the bag. It is necessary to see that it is getting injected properly, as rhexis margin may not be clearly visible under mid-dilated pupil. Sometimes the patient or the assistants forget to apply mydriatic eye drops, and that can lead to this kind of appearance on tape. So we can use intracameral epinephrine, which gives us good amount of dilatation, and then dispersive viscoelastic material can be used to achieve viscomydriasis. Third scenario is that of pseudoexfoliation. Pseudoexfoliative material gets collected at pupillary margin and causes sphincter atrophy, and pupil fails to dilate. Here we can use a pair of Coughlin hooks to make stretch pupilloplasty, which causes small tear at the sphincter level, but with viscomydriasis it gives us excellent mydriasis and we can easily complete the surgery. The next scenario demonstrates use of iris hooks in non-dilating pupil for mechanical mydriasis. In these cases, we use 24 gauge needle with bevel down to create paracentesis so as to introduce the pupillary hooks in anterior chamber. And the iris hooks are introduced in anterior chamber one by one, and then they are engaged in the pupillary margin. Then the rubber stoppers are used to maintain the dilated position. We get excellent mechanical dilatation. We use 5 iris hooks so as to create a pentagon. Though the pupillary dilatation is excellent, the iris can get shifted anteriorly, and it might be difficult to introduce instruments into the anterior chamber. Extreme care has to be taken so as not to damage the iris, like introducing the phacoprobe or the side port instruments. In such scenarios, we can use the second instrument to support the iris while introducing the phacoprobe. In this case, we can see the 4 quadrant technique is used to manage the nucleus. The bimanual technique is used. And now when we are introducing the lens, we remove the iris hooks which are on the either side of the limbal section, and then the lens is injected into the bag under vision, as lower 3 hooks are still in place. Once the lens is placed in the bag, one by one the iris hooks can be removed. While removing the iris hooks, we move along the direction of the curve to avoid damage to the hooks. Next case is a high myopic young patient who has undergone RK in the past and is noted to have myotic pupil with floppy iris. In this case, we have used B-hex ring designed by Dr. Suven Bhattacharjee. The ring can be easily introduced through 2.2 mm section, and using special designed forceps, alternate flanges can be tucked under the pupil so as to get hexagonal or dilated pupil. It gives excellent pupillary dilatation, and the advantage is the dilatation is in the plane of the iris, and the iris does not shift anteriorly so that it does not get traumatized while introducing the instruments. Here the nucleus is very hard and we are using chalk technique. The iris is kept away from the phaco probe and does not interfere in phaco movement or does not get traumatized. For doing cortical wash, we have used bimanual technique. We can see very minimal prolapse even though the iris is obviously very floppy. Once the cortex is removed, the ring is maintained while the lens is injected into the bag, and the ring can be easily disengaged using Sinskey hook and removed through the micro incision. In certain difficult scenarios, combination of pharmacological and mechanical methods might have to be used. Like in this case of complicated cataract, there are dense posterior synechiae, intracameral epinephrine and viscoelastic has been used, and then synechial lysis is done with iris repositor. The forceps is used to remove the fibrous tissue from the margin of the pupil. And then Kugelen hooks are used for stretch pupilloplasty. It dilates the pupil, but for adequate dilatation then iris hooks are used so as to get excellent mydriasis and completion of the surgery. The take-home message is non-dilating pupil is a common scenario faced by cataract surgeon. There are various techniques are available. We have to choose a correct technique in a particular case so as to achieve good mydriasis and successfully complete the cataract surgery.